Chris.
Hello.
Welcome to the channel.
Thank you. Just had a hybrid turbo, front mounted intercooler. It goes all right. 3.2 GTA, a silly speed.
Dubbed the Asbo Alpha, right?
Yeah.
You know, it's quite sentimental in a way, this car.
Yeah.
Is that leather, yeah? Or,
yeah. Sitting it on the handbrake, burning out the front tyres.
Yeah.
On the front.
And you've already got an LSD in it.
Yeah.
Tempted to buy this Mk1 Escort. So, hello and welcome to this video. I'm Marcus Hayes, this is my beautiful girlfriend Kat, and today you join us on a bit of a road trip. I'm now thankfully getting through my recent cold, but Kat is now suffering with the symptoms, but I think it's only right that I share everything I have with my beautiful girlfriend. Anyway, today we're going to meet up with a subscriber called Chris, who has very kindly offered to give me some parts that I need for Heidi, my hearing aid beige model Mk2 Escort. Whilst we're there, we're also going to check out his Mk1 Escort, which used to belong to my friends Danny and David Coogan. And in fact, this Mk1 Escort I actually tried to buy myself years ago. So yeah, really looking forward to checking out the state of the Mk1 now and hearing what Chris has got planned for it. And of course, really looking forward to picking up these crucial parts for my latest project. All right, we have made it to a secret place somewhere in England where we join Chris.
Hello.
Welcome to the channel.
Thank you.
Thanks for inviting us down.
That's all right.
Massive thanks for donating some parts to Heidi, which we'll talk about in a little while. Now, as I mentioned on the way down here, Chris has got a Mk1 Escort that he's building, that he purchased from my friends, the Coogans. But before we have a look at that, we've got quite a few other bits to check out. And it's fair to say you're a bit of a alpha-holic.
Yeah.
Now, Chris dubbed that term. That wasn't out of my brain. But yeah, let's have a look at all the other bits that Chris has got here. All right, so we've got one of many Alphas over here with one of Chris's cats sitting on it. But over here, we've got a Fiat, what are these called?
Coupe 20 valve turbo.
And there is said 20 valve turbo. Now, obviously, I know nothing about any of these Fiats or Alfa Romeos, but I've heard these are a bit of fun with the 20 valve turbo lumps.
Yeah, it's got a nice sound to it because it's a 5-cylinder. I had loads back in the past, like Sprint Blues. Sold my last one, regretted it. This one came up, wasn't the right colour for me, but it had good service history and I paid 500 quid for it.
Oh, nice.
Since then, stripped, powder coated suspension, polybrushed the rear suspension. It's got conies on it, top adjustables. Just had a hybrid turbo I put on their end last year, front mounted intercooler, so it goes all right.
Oh, really groovy interior.
Yeah. Going to change the seats at some stage with Hyundai Coupe.
All right.
It's a mod a lot of people have done in the past with them. Literally just get a couple of bits of metal and it bolts straight in and it mounts. Oh, it's got a sports cat on it as well.
Yeah. That definitely sounds nice. One Fiat down. So what's the crack with this first of many Alphas?
It's Sportwagon 156 3.2 GTA, a silly speed, and it's a Jap import. It's not mine, it's the wife's. It's got 18s on it. I'll put Coney shocks and I can't remember what the make of the springs are now, but it was a suspension package that I got hold of. IBAC, anti-roll bars on it. It's got a Q2 limited slip diff in it. But at the moment it's got an immobiliser fault, which I've got to sort out. Oh, it's got xenon lights as well in the front of it where it's a Jap import.
All right. Another quite groovy interior.
Yeah, this one's very Marmite sort of colour.
Yeah. No, I think it looks good, man. Against a black car.
Yeah, she likes it.
Yeah.
got 330mm front Brembo discs on it as well, because the two 305 ones used to walk the heat and that.
A really smart engine, man. Did you do all the purple and green?
Yeah.
Really nice. Really cool, polished pipes
Need
there as
another
well.
clean again.
Yeah.
This has got a centre decat on it, but it's still got the cats in the manifolds, which normally the heat of it knackers the ECU, which is there.
All right.
And like a lot of people have problems with them, but it's still got the original cats on it. This summer, she's had it 2 years, so it's been in this country 2 years. But yeah, it's nice to drive.
Oh, really cool. So this is the daily, but
Yeah,
you still
some are daily.
you still messed about and modified it.
Oh yeah.
No, really smart. Right, so over in this corner, we've got a really interesting Rover. Chris is just going to move yet another Alpha out the way. Oh, that sounds really leery. All right, before we look at the Rover, let's have a look at this Alpha, which you were saying is dubbed the Asbo Alpha, right?
Yeah, it is now, because it's got a Wizard catback exhaust system on it, and yeah, it's very noisy.
Yeah, it sounds nice. Cool. So it's the same engine as that one, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Again, plenty of colourful bits going on. Is this all your creation as well, is it? Yeah. Again, polished pipes.
It's got a Porsche throttle body on it, which is bigger as well.
Yeah.
Redone the cold air pipes and that.
Have you had this on a dyno or anything?
No, I need to, because I'm going to get it remapped at some stage.
Yeah.
For the bits and bobs, because this one's got no cat manifolds. It's got the earlier pre-2001 manifolds and that off of other Alphas.
Yeah.
Because they didn't have cats, so they're called CF2 manifolds. This got Wizard downpipes, but it has still got standard cat underneath, and it still makes that amount of noise.
No, it sounds nice, man.
And it's got a Q2 limited slip diff in it as well.
Yeah.
I-back anti-roll bars, I-back springs, yellow coney adjustable shock absorbers, top adjusters.
Is that quite common, like to put I-back bars on it?
It was in the past, but a lot of people now are going to coilovers.
All right.
Because they make the ride a bit nicer as well.
Right.
But this used to have the teledial alloys on it. But a couple of months ago, I decided to change, put the mighty spokes on there for a change.
It's nice to have multiple sets of wheels, like to change them as you see fit.
Yeah. Well, this used to be my daily.
Yeah.
But when we moved, more miles, so just got a boring Fiesta, which I use.
So would you say this is your favourite Alpha then, or?
No.
No.
No. It's close.
Yeah.
But one of the other ones is more my favourite.
All right, cool. Yeah, as I say, this one really sounds the part, man. And definitely suits the name Asbo Alpha. Right, so now we're on to this Rover, which I think is really cool. Tell us the story behind this, because, you know, it's quite sentimental in a way, this car. Yeah,
this was a replacement for one I had in the late 80s into the 90s, which got written off. Been looking for another one, because that used to be my dad's car. For the last car he owned before he died, and couldn't find exact colour, but this is a metallic-y purple colour, where the other one was like a burgundy. Found it during the first lockdown, and when we came out of the first lockdown, went and got it, and done a few miles in it, but it's more of a toy, sentimental reason sort of thing, but it does put smiles on your face still.
Yeah, no, it's really cool. Like I say, I didn't know what it was when you first showed it to me. I think it's interesting that it's kind of got like a nose cone on it. The bonnet sort of stops there.
Yeah.
You're saying that you had to do a load of welding behind this,
I had to weld up the front cross member on it recently. Yeah. Before it would get MOT on it again.
And you can't get the repair panels for these like you can with the Escorts.
No.
This is the 1.6, yeah?
Yeah.
Another one with a really cool interior. Is that leather, yeah? Or?
Yeah. It's a Van den Plough, so it's...
Is that like top spec sort of like luxury?
Yeah, it is.
Your dad's one was Van den Plough as well, yeah?
Exactly the same coloured interior, everything.
Yeah, all wood on the door cappings and stuff.
Yeah.
And there is the little 1.6 lump. It's like a single cam, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
But back in the day when I had the original one, my mates had XR3Is and this used to keep up. Well,
Oh yeah.
Used to keep up with it and that, and I was well known for in the day of sitting it on the handbrake, burning out the front wheel tyres on the front wheels.
And this is way more luxury than the XR3 as well, right?
Yeah.
Oh, really cool, man. It's in really good shape, this motor, man. Like, no rust or anything, like on the chassis, top mounts and stuff. It's really tidy.
Yeah.
It's a really good example.
When the bloke told me he wanted 300 quid for it, couldn't get it quick enough.
Yeah, no. No, it looks to be a really solid example, man. Oh, really cool. And you were saying you put these rims on it, right?
No, he put the rims on it.
Oh, right. But they're not the original
No, they're not standard ones. It should have had like steel wheels with wheel trims on it.
Yeah.
But I was thinking about trying to buy a set of Vitesse ones. But in the end, these wheels are actually grown on me anyhow.
Yeah. No, they suit it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I just left it as is.
Oh, really cool, man. Like, unusual. Like I say, I don't remember seeing one of these. But yeah, really smart. All right, into the back garden, we've got another couple of Alphas.
This was the wife's. Sold it a while back to one of my mates, and I got it back off of him with a docking bottom end, and I started doing all the work on it, and I put from 2.5 to a 3 litre engine in it. It's a Q system, automatic. Bought loads of bits for it to do it, and then found that GTA, the black one, sport wagon, and went that route instead. So this is basically my spares car.
Very interesting colour.
Yeah.
Probably a nightmare to colour match if you ever have to do one panel.
When they were new, it was a £2,000 option in this colour.
All right.
But I got the Zender body kit. Front's on it, back is on it, but in black, and I got a set side skirts the same for it. But yeah, it's a nightmare of a colour.
Yeah. Does this have like an arch piece that follows, or?
You can do it.
Yeah.
But I didn't have that, and the person only had these bits still on this bumper of the arch kit side of it because it sold it to someone else.
Oh, right, okay. Cool.
Bought a 3 litre engine for it. It's got GTA inlet cams in it because they're higher lift, and it's one of the handy mods that people used to do and that. But yeah, so I sorted it all out, got so far with it, and then, as I said, the other one came along and it just railroaded this one, and it's sitting there now. It is, sort of thing.
You've got too many cars, mate.
Yeah, well, as I said, this one's a spares car.
Yeah.
And it's going to be stripped down soon to go. I've got another one coming as well.
Yeah, one thing I noticed when you were showing me this before, new old stock coolant bottle. When do you ever see a coolant bottle that mint?
Yeah, they're normally brown and horrible on them.
And yeah, I really like the sort of black and red colour scheme of this engine. Like, way more subtle than some of your others, but yeah, really cool. And yeah, I noticed all of your cars have got this poly mount. This one's not connected, obviously, but you're saying that they sort of fail the original ones, or they allow too much movement?
Yeah, they go and just virtually fall apart.
Yeah.
And that. But as I said, this has got CF2 manifolds on it as well, and this has got Wizard front downpipes on it as well. Just the standard GTA exhaust on it.
Yeah.
But as I said, so far I got with it, and then just railroaded it.
Yeah. Plans changed, don't they?
Yeah. Taken some bits off and sold off of it already.
Yeah.
But yeah.
That's the way it goes. This is a 155. So just an earlier one, yeah?
Yeah, like they used in touring car in the 90s.
All right. Does one sound Larry as well, does it?
Yeah, this one's got no cat on it because of the age of it.
Oh, right,
It can pass an MOT with no cat.
Very Larry blue wheels.
Yeah, fancy something different.
It goes well against the white, I think. Yeah, this is a really smart cockpit. Loving the Momo steering wheel. These seats here are destined to go into Chris's Escort that we're going to have a look at in a minute. Let's have a look at the heart. Loving all the red bits. Yeah. Aftermarket strut brace. Yep. Red covers on the engine. I like it. This one will be quite loud about the cats, yeah?
Yeah.
Sounds cool. That sounds cool. All right, so now I suppose it's about time we check out Chris's Escort, and then I can show you the parts that he's very kindly given me for hiding. All right, so here is your Mark 1, which is next to yet another Alfa Romeo. But yeah, this used to belong to the Coogans, of course. So what have you done since you bought it from them?
2 litre in it, 5-speed, Type 9 box, limited slip diff, gas shocks all round, Capri front legs, and other odds and ends sort of thing.
Said you've been waving your welder at it a bit as well.
Yeah, done some welding on it.
Yeah.
Going to be doing some more this weekend, hopefully.
Yeah.
And in the week, just want to get it on the road, in the primer, enjoy it, have some fun, and use it for a couple of years like that, and then decide where to go during that time.
Yeah.
Because when I was younger, I had Mk1 Escorts, I had Mk2 Escorts, Capris, 3 litre S Capri, a couple of 2.8s. At heart as well, I am a Ford person.
Yeah.
But
despite all the alphas around you, you are a Ford man.
Yeah.
No, it sounds like a plan, man. Like it's all about enjoying these cars. Like, and you're saying you haven't quite decided what colour to paint it yet either. So
no.
Whilst you're hooning it about, you can be thinking about that. Like.
Exactly. This is it. This is the idea.
And it is pretty solid.
Yeah, pretty well solid, which is what I liked about it in the first place.
Yeah.
It is a good survivor.
Yeah.
And when I was laying underneath doing the gearbox mounts the other morning before I went to work, I was thinking to myself how good it still is for an original car from the 70s.
Yeah, because some of them are literally hanging, aren't they? I mean, these are like 50 years old now, aren't they?
Yeah.
A lot of people would give their right arm for a solid two-door shell in this day and age, man.
Yeah.
The Sibbies were your addition.
Yeah, the car was supposed to have been done for my daughter's prom, and I told her I had money for either carpet or spotlights. And she told me she wanted spotlights on it because it made it look better.
Fair play to her.
But 2 days before her prom, I was having problems with it starting and running properly. And it turned out to be the aftermarket Dizzy I bought. Ended up having to use Asbo Alpha. but yeah.
Which I'm sure turned some heads at the prom anyway. And yeah, you were saying that you chucked a set of points back in it and it's
got original Dizzy back in it now with points of condenser, and it starts all the time now.
Yeah. I've put electronic ignition in, Escorts before when I've had Pintos and Crossflows, but I've heard a lot of people say that sometimes you're better off just running the normal points. You can keep a spare set in your glove box or whatever. Might need to gap them or give them a clean or whatever. When the electronic ones fail, they really fail, and then you're stranded, didn't you? The old stuff never fails. But yeah, no, it's awesome to see this thing again. I saw it briefly when the Coogans owned it, but yeah, it's a much better machine now with the 2 litre Pinto lump that you've put in it. You were saying you've got a set of twin 40s to go on this, but this will run sweet on a twin choke.
I've just decided to put the twin choke back on it for now because it's easier to just get up and running and use for the moment. Then when I decide which way I'm going to go with paint wise and whatever, maybe next year or the year after, drop it all out, get the engine all painted and maybe do some more mods to it, most probably by that time.
Yeah.
I want more power out of it by then.
Yeah.
And then it'll go back to have a carburetor, the twin 40s on there, 45s, who knows?
Yeah.
We'll see.
You get that set up properly, it will still make loads of power anyway. Granted, they don't sound as good as the side drafts, but yeah, you were saying you purchased this exhaust manifold and stuff for it. That's an Ashley manifold, the proper big one, where you can't run the servo. It's obviously got a non-servo master cylinder fitted at the moment. And you're toying with the idea of fitting a remote servo, possibly, or maybe a pedal box?
This is it. Remote servo or pedal box. I ain't made my mind up still yet.
Yeah. Because, the servo, I mean, when I had a Pinto in my one, I still had the servo, and I wasn't able to buy this Ashley manifold. I had to buy the smaller one. The
idea when I was building this and getting the bits and bobs, I wanted to do it as I would have done it back in the day.
Right.
That would have been going that way, because I had servo and everything. But so that was my idea, and trying to keep it cheap and ready sort of thing. But
if you do have a servo, you won't have room for your Larry manifold. It's pros and cons, isn't it, at the end of the day?
Exactly.
But yeah, really cool alloy rad that you fitted as well. So you've got silicone hoses.
Yeah.
And the previous owner to the Pinto lump obviously liked the colour yellow.
Yeah, they had it in a Mk1 Escort. And when I got the engine and gearbox off of him, and of course it's got RS2000 Ali sump on it, bell hours in, and it sat in the bloke's garage for 20 years. Checked all the engine over and pulled the sump off, checked everything inside there, see what condition it is and that. Yeah. And he said it was a low mileage engine, and it
looks good,
it's mint inside and that.
Cool.
And hardly any wear on anything, so.
Pintos run forever if they're looked after, and it's actually really cool to see the cam cover on. Like a lot of people, you know, these are missing, you know what I mean? That's going to go really well with a 2-litre Pinto. I love a Pinto lump. And yeah, Chris has obviously got a Type 9 5-speed in this. And you've already got an LSD in it.
Yeah, I have.
And
Which I bought
you bought the
before I bought
LSD
the car.
before you bought the car.
Yeah.
That's quality.
I went and bought the diff on the way to look at the car at David's.
Yeah.
And I said to my daughter, we're going to walk away with either this or the Mark II at the time.
Oh, what they had?
Yeah, because
they're always buying and selling stuff.
Yeah, but they had the gold Escort Mark II up for sale at the same time as this at the time.
Oh, that was Danny's, obviously. Yeah. And now I think that's David's now.
David's
and now he's building that one.
1700 engine.
Yeah. I can't keep up with the Coogans. They're always they buy everything, and yeah. But yeah, no, it's awesome to see this thing. Really cool to hear your plans with it, and obviously wish you well with the rest of the project. Now, before I show you the parts that Chris is very kindly going to be giving to me, let me briefly tell you the story behind when I nearly bought this Mk1 Escort, or I attempted to buy this Mk1 Escort. So about 17 years ago, me and DJ Rev, who is the guy that painted my Mk1 when we first put it together, we'd just bought a Mk1 Escort for 150 quid. Remember them days? We went halves on it, and we were towing it back home with his RS Turbo at the time, and we saw this Mk1 in the garden. It's exactly the same dark blue colour as the one that we were towing, and we thought it'd be really cool if we bought two on one day, right? Not that we used to buy a load of Escorts or anything, and yeah, we knocked on the guy's door and asked him if he wanted to sell it, and he said no. And yeah, it just sat in that garden for years and years and years until the Coogans persuaded him to sell it. And yeah, the rest is history. And then eventually this man persuaded the Coogans to part with it. So yeah, funny story, but you know, a car that is semi-familiar to me. All right, so in the hole that we now have filled with this really cool 2-litre Pinto lump used to be this 1300 Crossflow lump. And Chris is very kindly going to give me this for Heidi, along with the 4-speed gearbox. So, massive thanks again, mate.
That's right,
it's going to be a massive help.
Gets it out of my way.
Now, no one believes me that I'm going to be fitting a 1300 Crossflow to Heidi. A lot of people have been saying I should fit a Pinto, I should fit a 1600 Crossflow. And yeah, you're not wrong, but, you know, seeing as I'm getting a free 1300 Crossflow and seeing as I'm trying to be sensible with Heidi, this is going to be absolutely ideal. And yeah, can't wait to get it home, get it cleaned up, change a few gaskets, throw it in the hole, and fingers crossed it runs all right. Or you had this running, did you?
Yeah, I had it running briefly, just to make sure it did run before I pulled it out.
That's good enough for me. It's a Crossflow, they run forever. So yeah, I suppose we'll get some gloves on and we'll lift this into the back of Lenny, the Focus, who is going to be on his first real test of van duties. All right, Chris, we're going to get out your way.
All right, okay.
But massive thanks for the engine and gearbox.
Thanks for the stickers and my cup in return for the engine.
No worries. No worries, man. And thanks for showing us around your world of Alphas and your Mk1 Escort, of course. But yeah, hopefully see this thing out at some shows and that later on in the year. Yeah,
this time I'll make them.
Yeah, I see you were supposed to come on the club stand at Ford show.
And South of England.
Oh, and yeah, well, I'll be doing club stands at both of those shows this year as well. So yeah, hopefully see you and the Mk1 there, man.
Oh yeah, will do.
All right, cool.
We'll make sure this time.
Cool. Take it easy.
All right.
All right, just like that, we have made it to the garage. And our cargo is still in the back of Lenny. Easy. I think this is definitely the best van you've ever owned, Kat. All right, so there it is, Heidi's new 1300 Crossflow lump. Definitely going to spend a bit of time on this before actually fit it into Heidi's bay. Going to clean it up, paint the block, etc. Definitely going to colour code the rocker cover because, yeah, I'm all about that. Looks like it's had a recent water pump fitted, which is cool. Shame it hasn't already been converted to alternator, so I'll have to get an alternator for it. But yeah, it looks like they've put some aftermarket HT leads on it. The carburettor looks in relatively good shape. Hopefully there'll be no air leaks and I won't need to put a rebuild kit for it, but if I do, that's not a major issue. Definitely looks like it's got a brand new fuel pump on it. Steve was saying that the clutch looks like it's got a load of meat on it, so that'll be cool that I haven't got to buy one of them. And yeah, it's just a complete 1300 Crossflow. I'm really happy that it came with a few other bits as well. Got the fan there to bolt onto the water pump. Came with a starter motor, which hopefully works. Got a shifter for the gearbox there. So yeah, a few little goodies. Got a coil. These aren't very expensive to buy, so I'll probably buy a new one of them. But yeah, there it is. I've already put the prop shaft in the garage. I've actually got 2 of them, which is handy as well. Oh, and Chris gave me a spare diff as well, because yeah, seem to go through a lot of them at the moment. Now, I won't be messing around with Heidi's engine until I've finished the job that I wasn't able to finish in the last video, which is her brake pipes. Yeah, that'll be the next thing I crack on with. Now that I'm starting to feel better, I really want to dive into that job and finish it. I've also nearly got to the point where I'm ready to spray a load of bits beige inside of the boot, inside of the bonnet, and that sort of thing. So yeah, I've got plenty to do, so I really need to pull my finger out. Anyway, for now, my beautiful girlfriend's going to put her car back together, and I'm going to throw Heidi's engine and gearbox and whatnot into my dad's garage. I want to send another massive thanks out to Chris for donating those parts to the project. Really appreciate it. But yeah, I'm going to end this video here. If you did think it was any good, please do give it a thumbs up and a share. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. Click subscribe if you're new. Feel free to follow me on Facebook, TikTok and Instagram. Check out my website for merchandise and car parts. Massive thanks as always to my patrons for your ongoing support. I'll leave all the links to everything in the description as usual, along with my email address for anyone who wants to contact me. But other than that, until next time, from me and my beautiful girlfriend Kat, thanks for watching.